I know that you write for the first time about your son's suicide, Marie, in this book, and you have said that there's a lot of his story that was not told. What is it that you think people should know about Michael and about what happened to him that maybe they didn't know prior to this book?
I don't know if you've read it, but his nickname was Mallard. And he looked like a little duck when he was born. He had this cute little lip. And it just stuck with him his whole life. And as I was looking up the meaning of Mallard and what it means, it was my son.
What was it?
Just how they look so graceful on the water, but they're pedaling to save their life underneath. And that's depression, you know? They fight. I know, I've been there. I was a 40-year-old woman driving up the coast of California, and there were times I thought, everybody would be better off without me. If you haven't been through depression, that may not make sense to you, but it is a real feeling. It is, would never have understood it if I hadn't gone through it. But my 40-year-old self went, wait a minute, this is crazy. You're not thinking right. An 18-year-old doesn't have that wisdom. That's the terrible thing about suicide, is there's no closure. The one saving grace for me is that I always end my conversations with my children on how much I love them. I had to choose to keep living for my other children who wanted to hide and go into a cave and not go to school and not talk to their friends and not go to sports. It's why I chose to go back to work, was for my other children.
You do write about a heartbreaking phone call that went unanswered. And honestly, Marie, when I read this, it broke my heart in two. You were about to go on stage in Las Vegas, and the phone rang. What happened?
It was Michael. And I couldn't get it because I was late to get on stage. And then my daughter Rachel spoke with him. And he told her not to marry this guy that she was thinking of, and just said, I love you.
What do you think he wanted to tell you?
Probably same thing he told her. I love you, Mom. But you know, there's this place between sleep and awake that I believe they're there. And I was at that place and I saw my son. And all of a sudden, my mother was there. And she looked at him and she said, are you okay? And he nodded yes. And she put his hand on his little face and she said, come with me. And in that moment, Katie, I woke up gasping. And I knew he was okay. I knew he was with my mom. And I was okay with that.